Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Gomu Gomu No Talk podcast. We're here, episode 32
Yep.
of the pod. This is the One Piece podcast where we just, we talk everything One Piece Straw Hat related. I'm your host, Lyle. I also go by Reboy Online, and with me is Austin. Say what's up, Austin?
What's up? What's up? Welcome back, lads.
Episode 32.
Yeah.
And this is the end of year.
Yeah, I think this will be the last episode of this year.
End of the year.
Wrapping up 2025 with a live recording.
Live recording. Yeah, I'm home for we're both back home basically for Christmas, so that's pretty cool. We usually, if you guys know, we usually do this stuff online. Like I live all the way out in Chicago, and
now I'm in Maryland.
Also out in Maryland, so it's just like it's pretty fun. We did one before. We've only done one other before. I think the last one we did was in August, right?
Yeah, but I think we recorded like 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Then.
No, we recorded 2 videos. It was the shipbuilding.
It was.
And I guess that's what we're gonna talk about later into this thing. Before we get into the usual chapter discussions, we wanted to do a year in review.
Yep.
A yearly recap. So, I think 32 episodes of the podcast. To be honest, I didn't think we would go this far, man.
I know. It's weird to think that I think we started in March. That around March we will hit our 1 year, but I think we did like a month of practice beforehand.
Yeah.
It has felt like a year. Which feels really odd because it kind of just flew by. Like I didn't even notice until I checked the YouTube channel. I was like, wait, we actually have a decent catalog of videos. Yeah,
we've talked about doing this for a while, and I'm actually very happy that it's gotten this far. That month of just practicing was just let's try to get what's the word, natural on the mic, try to see if I can flow conversations within each other.
Yeah.
To free flow the video, see how well we can just talk about the content that we talk about in the videos, and I think we've done pretty well. We've improved, and we're still improving. You know what I'm saying? So
no, I actually like to go back and I'll listen to some clips of it because, dude, it was a very noticeable difference from when we were just testing the waters and the way we were talking, and again we were doing it online, so even though taking turns talking, dude, we cut each other off so often, or there would be such long awkward pauses or everything. So it's nice to see that because I edit most of the videos to see how much we've actually improved, I guess basically this year. But I guess to start off the yearly recap, I think one thing I wanted to talk about was I guess our personal our favorite videos that we made so far this year. And then talk about later on, we'll talk about what we kind of want to do going into next year. But do you want to start off with I guess the favorite video?
Yeah, my favorite video, this was not what I was going to say earlier, what was my favorite video, but that I talked about it, this is definitely my favorite video, was the shipbuilding one. Because I know that didn't really do that well compared to our tier list and some of our episodes. I thought that was the most fun.
Yeah,
I had a lot of fun doing it. There's some pretty funny moments from it, and you still have the little. Yeah,
it's still on my desk in Jersey, so I still have it. Every time I look at it, I think about that video that we recorded.
Yeah, you guys gotta check that out, man. That was a very fun video. It's just how long was this? It was well over an hour.
Dude, it took. I mean, to build it, it probably took us an hour 30, maybe almost 2 hours.
Yeah, I remember I had dinner with my aunt and uncle, and I was just yeah, no, this will be quick.
Yeah, I mean, Lau was so how long do you think it'll take? And I was maybe max 30 minutes or so. And then we opened it up, and I was
there's no way.
Yeah,
there's no way.
I saw the count of pieces, and I was yeah, this might take a little longer. And then I brought my GoPro because I wanted to record a second angle, and I remember being yeah, no, this is gonna die. There's no way it's gonna last this entire length.
Yeah.
But that was a good video.
Yeah, that was a good video.
Let me see. And then mine is similar. It's also from that week. It's a week prior. I think I'm pretty sure it was episode 17. I think it was the first recording we did together live, like here. I felt like the conversation that we had, as well as like the energy that we provided, like being next to each other rather than online, was a lot better. It's also weird because when we record online, we actually don't have our cameras on, so I can't see Lyle. So sometimes it just feels like I'm talking to the void. So to actually have him like right next to me, it made it feel a lot more natural, I guess.
Yeah, when you could probably see it too. Like sometimes, like when I'm recording like online, since his face is not in front of me, I feel like I get away with a lot more stuff. So
Yeah.
sometimes like I'm like on another tab trying to Google something to make sure like what I'm saying is correct. But like it's like totally, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like when it's in person, it makes it so much easier. And the fact that I can see him now, it makes it a lot easier. So yeah,
it's funny that you bring it out because even when I like there was a few episodes where you recorded in the dark, and then I could tell whenever you were looking stuff up because I could see like the white flash from like your iPad or your laptop, just like reflecting off of your glasses. But no, recording live is definitely a lot better because also I can never tell when you're about to like finish like your sentences or like whatever you're speaking of, or maybe sometimes like we get lost in our like sentences, so it's hard to kind of like jump in or interject with each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say that was yeah, the boat video. I was gonna also say the boat video, but you already brought that up.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I also think the tier list videos were very fun. I think the favorite, you know which one was actually my favorite, the boat draft, I think it was like the building the pirate crew.
Yeah.
And then
that was actually really fun. That was an early episode.
That was very early
because we included the boat as part of the crew.
Yeah. I remember I think I picked Shiki. So and then I had like the polar tang as my boat, so it could be under the water and in the sky, and I thought it was so like big brain.
Yeah, I just remember picking Thriller Bark because I was like, I had to look up boat, like I guess like ships, and I was like, wait, I guess this counts.
And then I think you had Buggy as your captain.
Oh yeah.
Or it was Buggy was on your crew, and it was like a big.
I had Buggy.
Imagine like Buggy on just Thriller Bark. Like that's just funny to think about. But yeah, man, like those videos were a lot of fun, and just looking forward to getting that done for next year. But now that we're talking about next year, let's talk about some resolutions. Mainly, talk about personal or YouTube channel related. I can definitely say a few of mine, like for YouTube channel related. For one thing, on my end, I definitely need to get some better equipment because it's like, hey man, it's tough out here, man. I I have like some like microphones set up, but the thing is, it's like the microphone on my headset like has like the same quality, so right, so it's like I'm just like, what's even the point?
Yeah, no, I'm surprised how good the microphone on your headset is.
Yeah, I mean, I paid a lot of money for the headset.
Yeah, because I remember you're asking me, you're like, should I get a microphone? I'm like, honestly, you sound like perfectly fine. Like, I don't know how much of a difference it would actually make.
Yeah, but I do have like I do have like a vision in my head of how this could be taken to like the next level in terms of just like production and like just making like the content like better quality. And I feel like on my end it could definitely be improved, and it'd make the viewing experience a lot better, obviously, but I guess that's like my end for New Year's resolutions. What about you?
I would say, especially since now like my working schedule gets like really complicated sometimes, there's been specifically this one tier list video that I've been editing for like more than a month now. I'm like almost done, but I think setting more time aside to just like straight edit would be better. And also I do have a lot of ideas and stuff for when it comes to like editing, as well as like making the video just more enjoyable to watch. So I definitely want to improve on that. But Yeah, I would say that for me was like the biggest thing I was thinking about like the last few weeks going into this new year was like, oh, I would kind of want to like maybe have like set times to just like edit videos because for me it's just like I do it whenever like sporadically. I'll spend like 20 like 5 minutes here, 20 minutes there, whenever. So I think it's better if I just set time aside and just like let's just like finish this video because I've been editing this tier list video for like over a month now.
Yeah.
And it's only going to be a part of one of three, and this is the shortest one. So,
but it's good because in case we run out of content,
yeah,
we still got that to fall back onto. So before we actually get into the One Piece content that we wanted to talk about, I do want to say, just to say this as a recording this video, this will be the last one of 2025. We're at 30 subscribers.
Yep.
37 videos, 31 episodes, so this is episode 32, right?
Yes.
So episode 32, and here's to more in 2026. All right, so let's actually get into the One Piece content that we wanted to go over. The first one is, let's talk about the statement that Oda does every year at JumpeFest.
Yeah. I feel like this was a pretty big one.
Yeah,
like the announcement that he made.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about one specific statement that he put out. I know he talked about like the movie, how it's not doing well, and I also know he talked about
the live action, right?
The live action, yeah. But we're gonna talk about his statement in particular, talking about the burn scar man.
Yeah.
The man marked by flames.
Which didn't he bring that up last year?
He did bring it. No.
When did he bring that up?
I think the statement he made last year was like two people who haven't met will meet this year.
Yeah.
Or like haven't seen each other will see each other.
And I know that he referenced that again this year after he talked about the man marked by flames. Or I think he might have just like restated it again. But yeah, I feel like
I think that. And what was it the year before? Was he when he said?
He also mentioned something about a man with an eye patch, right?
No, that was like long.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
I think the one for 23, he said like there was somebody across the sea that will make a ripple effect across the world, and I think that was when Vegapunk made the message, right? And I think this one, I don't know, my shit is all fucked up.
Yeah,
but we're gonna talk about what this one is. He says, okay, blah blah blah. It ends with a B. To the island that so he talks about the Straw Hats going to the island that only the Pirate King ever reach. The man marked by flames appears. Two people who never cross paths finally meet, and those two run into each other as well. Is next year going to be a full-blown festival of encounters? The story moves at a lightning speed, but I've unfortunately gone older. So while taking care of my health, I'll continue next year to sail through One Piece at its fastest pace yet, steady and full force. Ahead lies a festival. Please look forward to it. So, it's crazy. A lot of people say that like, oh no, One Piece is like Oda's rushing the ending. I don't see it as rushing the ending. I feel like Oda's successfully set up a lot of things to be finally closed. You know, I think fans are just so used to just
the idea of it like just continuing on forever, you know.
Yeah. But I finally feel like Oda is harvesting
the fruits of his labor.
The fruits of his labor. And he's finally like, you know, this shit is ripe. It's finally time to actually collect this shit.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I agree with that. I think, again, he's done pretty much all the setup that needs to be done, and that he can finally enter, I guess, this is like the last step of the story.
Yeah.
That I know he's been referencing for like the last, I don't even know, like 7 years. He's always been talking about like this last arc or like the last saga. Few arcs. Yeah, the saga. And again, I think he just needed his time to set up everything, you know, put the puzzle pieces together. But now all that setup is done, and I think that, and I mean, especially from what we've been seeing from like the last year, which was, again, I felt like some of it was set up, but a lot of like revealing prior setups. He's probably gonna just, again, what he said, just sail through the next year and just start ending the story.
I wanted to know what you thought. Like maybe the next few islands that we'll get to see. Do you think we're gonna get to Lodestar before we get to Laughtail? So I saw some people online were saying that maybe Lodestar is skipped. We're just because technically he doesn't need to go there, right? Like I think Luffy only needs one more road poneglyph, and it's from the man marked by flame.
Yeah.
So wherever that motherfucker could be, if he's not a Lodestar.
Yeah, I mean, he might again. He's been referencing this idea of like these two characters meeting.
Yeah.
You know, who could they? And he keeps talking about the man marked by flame. So I assume that's one of them. The other one I assume is Luffy, unless it could be somebody else. You know, possibly like Shanks or somebody. But
I think it's gonna be Dragon.
Oh, it could be Dragon.
Yeah, because he didn't say because a lot of people are saying like, oh, like it's two characters that never met. I think it's like two characters that haven't seen each other in so fucking long, right?
Yeah,
it could be. It could be Shanks. It could be Dragon. Man, who the fuck?
Yeah, especially with how we found out Shanks has been moving the last like 10 years. I feel like he's gonna play a very important role in this last saga. Yeah. And setting up like whatever needs to be done. Yeah. But dude, again, this man marked by flames. I wonder if it's somebody that like he's ever referenced before, or if it's a completely like brand new character.
Do we know if it's someone that we've seen?
I don't think anything's been confirmed about that. I remember people saying that the man marked by flames was Gavin because he has like some sort of scar or something, but
so does Dragon.
Exactly.
Dragon had literally
that's tattoos. Yeah. There was a lot of theories, especially when he did make that announcement, but I think it's gonna be someone we've never seen before.
Okay. You think Mishiki? Just kidding. Someone said the man marked. I heard someone online was like, the man marked by flame is Odin. He survived being burned alive in the pot, and someone responded that means he's the biggest He's the biggest fraud in the whole show. Went 20 years without defending Wano. The biggest deadbeat. I thought that was pretty funny. But, I mean, my bet's on Dragon. But at the same time, why does Dragon have to be the one that gatekeeps the last road poneglyph? There has to be a reason, you know what I'm saying? I can't just be like, oh, it's this character, it's this character, this character. I feel like Gavin would make sense because... the way I see it is Roger, or maybe the Roger Prices did this on their own, just kind of just split apart to like guard certain spots to make sure that whoever's gonna go through, that guy's gonna go through the right path to make it to the Laughtail, right? You know, we had what's the doctor's name again?
Which doctor?
The one with Laboon.
Oh,
Crocus. We had Crocus at the beginning of the Grand Line. We had Rayleigh right before the New World, and then now we have Gabon at the end at Elbaf. Yeah. So it's like, you know, these characters are like spread apart to the point where it's like these are like checkpoints. You know what I'm saying?
So do you think that the man marked by flames would be somebody from Roger's crew then?
I think
going along those lines.
I think so.
I could see that
because, you know, the whole point. I feel like what Shanks did, giving, you know, I think he gave it.
I feel like Shanks also played his part too in the progression of Luffy in his story through One Piece. Like,
yeah, I think these characters, it might be subconsciously, but you know, it's definitely placed in a very convenient way where they are the checkpoints of making sure this next person is going to be the Pirate King. Yeah. That's why I think it's gonna end up in someone's crew, in Roger's crew. I don't know who that man could be. If it's not gonna be someone from Roger's crew, my bet is on Dragon. But we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
I guess that's something I'm really looking forward to this next year for One Piece. Is, I mean, hopefully we get to actually see this man. You know.
Oh, we're gonna see this man.
Yeah.
We're gonna see this man.
Dude, we better see this man.
You know what's crazy is Oda is a big troll. Like, he says this shit. It might just be next fucking chapter, man. Like, you know, next chapter, next year.
Yeah.
This is it. This is
chapter, yeah.
But, yeah, so,
yeah, I feel like that was the biggest part of his statement that he made this year was that the main points that we just talked about.
And also, man, we gotta take this with a grain of salt because I feel like this one's very serious, but you know, Before I know Oda is very infamous of just saying some random bullshit and nothing ever fucking actually happens to fruition. So.
Yeah, but it seems like the way he's been pacing the story and like what he's been saying the last like year, it seems like he's following through with like what he's saying as when it comes to like pacing and storytelling.
Yeah.
So I think that's good. And then I guess, yeah, going into the new year, another big announcement that was made recently was the fact that the One Piece anime was gonna become seasonal.
Yes.
And I think I'm not sure if it was like confirmed, but I think they said they're gonna do, what was it, 26 episodes a year. And then meanwhile, we just got breakfast. We were talking to our other friend about it, and he says that, I don't know if anything he said was confirmed, but like they might do like 2 seasons, like a spring and a fall season of like 13 episodes each, or because my biggest question was like, is it gonna be just 26 episodes, back to back like each week, or are they gonna split it up into like something like what our friend said, like 13 episodes in the spring, 13 episodes in the fall. But yeah, One Piece is going seasonal, which is a pretty big deal. It's never been seasonal. It's been means
season 1 is finally over, guys.
Yeah.
It's only a few seasons. Watch One Piece. Yeah, no, I do think it's better, to be honest, because a lot of the anime fans will talk about how the pacing sucks, and after you get over 1,000 episodes of bad pacing, I would be very happy to finally see that the pacing is fixed. So I'd actually be very pissed.
Yeah.
But no, it's I think it's good, mainly for the animation, because Toei said it before. It's like sometimes when it's like when they're releasing episodes of every week, they'll have like episodes, right? Like let's talk about Wano, like where some episodes are fucking amazing. It's like a fucking movie.
10 out of 10, yeah.
And then the next episode will be like some random bullshit.
Yeah.
Because there's like, but when they have more time between seasons, more time to actually work on the episodes, it'll be better.
Better quality.
Better quality overall. They'll still have the peak episodes, from time to time, like Fruit Piece, 10, 15, whatever the fuck. But this is overall good, especially now because Oda's taking more breaks. Yeah. And it's like the story,
it's catching up.
Yeah,
I think that not only from an anime perspective, but even for Oda, like when he's writing the manga, he definitely has in the back of his head, like, damn, like it's catching up like quick. Like they're literally about to start the arc that I'm still writing, like, which I could see it being like really stressful for him, knowing that, like, again, if it catches up, it's like, what do you even do? Like, do you just stop? Like, I mean, I assume with how long it's been going, like, it's like an ever-flowing ship. Like, you just can't stop the anime, But I think that this is a perfect balance of, like, it's not like stopping something like Bleach, where it just completely the production stopped. But, and it gives the animators more time to create better quality episodes, as well as, like, pace episodes however they need to pace it for whatever they're doing.
What other production does Toei anime besides Dragon Ball?
Oh, I was gonna say Dragon Ball. I think they do other ones too, but I think I only know Dragon Ball and One Piece. That's like their biggest ones,
Yeah.
Which are huge franchises.
Toei got it. Toei lucked out.
Yeah.
They got 2 of the biggest fucking animes of all time. Yeah, fuck you, Naruto. But nah, I think it's a big W. Very big W. And I don't know, man, I keep thinking about, whenever I think about One Piece and animation and like talk about the anime, I think about how excited I am. Like, I know it's not part of like the news thing we're talking about the One Piece.
Yeah.
Whenever that comes out, please, I've been hyping it up.
Yeah. To
people who have not watched One Piece, and I finally need them to actually release it because I want like a lot of my friends to watch it. So.
Yeah, I was hoping for an update on that too, at like the end of this year, but it seems like
I think the last update we had was like them talking about how difficult it's been or something, right? I don't know if you saw.
I don't know if I'm just making this up, but I could have sworn they said something about like 2027, like release, which would make sense because I also saw like not like a schedule, but like kind of like an episode list of each arc that they're pacing. So then like the first arc would only be like I think it was like 8 or like 10 episodes, and then they just kind of like paced out each arc. And then I mean, when you combine that all up, it's like wow, they still have to make like hundreds of episodes.
Can you imagine Wano being like 27 episodes?
I think. Oh, no, I remember seeing Wano, and it was definitely like the longest one, but still, I was like, this is just like a JoJo season, like 50 episodes, you know?
Yeah, I think they gotta make it to like a 40, 50 episode, like. But I trust. If there's anyone I trust, it's.
Yeah, and Wit Studios is doing that one, right?
Yeah.
Which, hey, I mean, I can only just leave it up to them at this point.
All right. So, that's enough news. Let's actually talk about this goddamn chapter.
Yes, sir.
This chapter came out. It was leaked last week, but it came out officially this past Sunday.
Yeah.
We got 1169 titled "My Death Cannot Come Soon Enough."
Yeah, but even before we get to the cover art, we got the Shonen Jump weekly art, and of course you got Luffy in the middle, and what's this design? It's like what's that thing at like churches? The stained glass.
The stained glass.
Yeah, they did like a stained glass design this week, and dude, it looks fire. I don't know what else to say besides the fact that like Luffy takes up probably like 30%.
But that's like every like Shonen Jump.
Yeah.
Luffy, like I remember like on like My Hero's last chapter,
Yeah.
Luffy was like the main like attraction, and I'm like, dude, that's actually I'd be pissed. But I know the My Hero author is a big One Piece fan.
Yeah.
And I think like you probably was like, oh fuck it, like I can't hate.
No, it's really nice to see some of these other ones. There was something I wanted to bring up, but I know Lyle doesn't read JJK, but they actually have JJK Modulo, the character from it on here.
Was it the new one?
Yeah, it's the new JJK like story that he's writing after JJK ended.
I've heard about that. Heard about that.
Which is gas, by the way. Okay, and then obviously we got the cover art, which I would say is actually better than the weekly Jump, the mural. That's the word I was thinking of. Yeah.
So, I'm gonna try to name these characters.
Yeah.
Okay. I did have a little bit of review before we recorded this, but it's a very cool crew like cover spread.
Yeah. Kind of like a mafia spread, you know.
You know, it's funny because Oda doesn't really do this of other crews. If anything, like this is something he would do for the Straw Hats.
Yeah, he's done this before for them.
Rocks, he's got that much aura.
Yeah.
He garnishes this. We got Rocks in the front, petting a fucking tiger.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because when I read the translation, like the leak, it said stroking the tiger. Like, he's what?
Yeah.
He's what? So we got Rocks. And we'll go from left to right. We got Gansby eating grapes. We got Shiki in the back, chilling. He's floating. You see him in the back? We got Whitebeard with Stussy stroking his chin. You know what I'm saying? We got Captain John being a fucking fiend. You know, Captain John's treasure. He counting the racks. We got Ochoku, the goddamn
rat.
The rat bastard. Well, he's not the rat bastard. Shanks is the rat bastard, but Ochoku's the rat. We got Kaido in the back chilling. He's mogging actually.
Yeah.
In the back.
Oh,
he's mogging.
One thing. He's also that. Oh wait, no, that's not his hand. I always thought that was his hand flipping off, giving the finger off to the side.
Yeah.
But I think that's what's Ochoko.
Yeah, it's Ochoku.
Yeah.
We got Marlin. We got. Shit, it's crazy. I forgot the fish man's name. We got Big Mom.
Gloriosa.
We got Big Mom, Gloriosa, Kyo Strusen. And I don't even know the last person's name because we barely got to see him.
The fishman, right?
The fishman.
I can
Barbell.
Barbell. Yeah. And they're all in black suits. Whitebeard's got his cape. Rocks has his cape. Like a fur cape of some sort.
Dude, it's like... I talk about this all the time, right? But, like, you could really tell how much... I think if someone says, like... The person's power status in One Piece is shown of how he wears his cape.
Yeah.
Because every person that wears their cape in here are fucking G's. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, when Ganzui's dead, he didn't even got a cape.
Yeah.
You know, Captain John, he got his treasure. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these motherfuckers wearing capes.
Yeah.
I can't
Shiki
tell.
has his classic, cape as well.
Like, these guys are all hitters, man. Even Stussy got a cape on.
I was gonna say even Strusen has a cape here.
I can't believe Strusen was part of the crew.
Yeah,
that's funny.
But no, in Rox's pose, this is something like straight out of like Game of Thrones. I think it's very similar to one of like the Game of Thrones like trailer posters. This pose here that he does, but dude, this guy just emits aura. What can I say?
When we get into like more cover spreads, I want to like stuff like this. I want to see something from like the red hair pirates, right?
Oh yeah.
I think the red hair pirates would be because there's not too many people in the crew, like the main crew.
Yeah.
You can have something like this. I don't know what the fuck they'd be doing.
You might have to submit that for like one of the cover art requests. Yeah. You know, that Oda does like every week.
Yeah, but hey man.
But that is the cover art.
I want to see more cover spreads of different crews, not just the Straw Hats. Even though, you know, Luffy and them are goated.
Yeah.
So let's actually get into this chapter. Yep. Man, this was a pretty fucking good chapter in my opinion.
Yeah. The leaks were crazy. I remember reading the leaks before the panels even came out. And I was like, I'm just gonna stop because I want to see specifically the last one, like what happens and what it looks like.
I gotta stop reading the leaks.
Yeah,
I gotta stop reading the leaks.
But let's see. The chapter starts off with a conversation between Gabin and Shanks, and this takes place the day of Harold's death. And this conversation, Gabin basically tells Shanks about Roger's son Ace, and I feel like a key detail here was the fact that Shanks basically refers to Ace as a little brother, which is interesting because Shanks' dynamic with Luffy is more of like a father-son kind of dynamic, but then the fact that he knows that Roger has a son, he thinks of him as like a little brother, even though Gabin refers to Shanks and Buggy as if like they were their like sons themselves.
Yeah. I thought it was like a cool thing too about this page was when Shanks said, you know, if he's Captain Roger's kid, then maybe he's gonna be the next Pirate King. When we know Ace had the potential to be the next Pirate King. He was him. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He was him before he died. He got donated, but even Gabin said, like, you know, just because you're a nepo baby,
yeah,
like, that don't mean shit. You know. I like this quote. He says, "Sometimes those with the greatest expectations placed on them fail to achieve that greatness, and is what makes life so fun and unpredictable." Very funny callback, Gabin. You are a motherfucker. You are a motherfucker. So we finally get to the next page where we see what happened, you know, from the first chapter of the first flashback, right? Of this flashback. How did these things go into what's it called? To the infamous picture of Harold getting stabbed.
Yep.
And we see that Harold is noticing that like he's lost control. Like he's just like, why did I cut down my guard? It was like my body moved on its own. The guards are like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? And you know, emus in his ears, you know, like, you know, the voices in the walls are talking to me. You know, form an army of warriors.
Who said that? Who's here?
And what's it called, man? And Harold's just like, what the fuck? I can't even, like, he knows, he's fully aware of what's going on, but he can't disobey the orders. Yeah. Like, that's fucked up. And he understands, like, for the rest of his life, he can't do shit about this because that mark is going to stay there at the end of his life, and whatever he was going to do, as long as he lives, his presence alone will make the country worse. And he understands that. Yeah. And like he's having all these regrets, and the thing I like about Harold is that like instead of like feeling bad for himself, and like him being like, I'm sorry, he's just like, fuck it, everybody kill me now. Like I fucked up. I flew too close to the sun. No questions asked. Don't even fucking ask. Just kill. Like he didn't even explain to the guards like what happened.
he just jumps right into it. It's just like, okay, like just
even
literally kill me.
Even though Harold is like he fucked up. You know, you can call him whatever you want to call him, a bootlicker, whatever the fuck. You know, he was. That's what I like about it. He was so enthralled about his goal of getting Elbaf into the world government that he was blinded by it.
Yeah.
And he put himself in a deeper situation. And like I said before, he was very straight to the point. Like, he's like, you kill me before it's all over, taking over. And everyone was just like so confused. And that's when we see the infamous page. We finally see another angle of them walking into Harold getting stabbed.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, Loki and Ja Rule in the background, and they just witness, you know, however many guards, like it looks like 20 guards here, just stabbing him. And this is where he realizes, like, again, I feel like this chapter was like basically the idea of like fuck around and find out. Like, he basically found out today like what exactly he signed when he made the contract with Imu. Because as soon as they all stab him, I think this is his thoughts, but he's like, it can't be, like, I really am immortal.
Yeah.
You know, like, he's obviously not dying, even though he just got stabbed by like 20 spears. And then you can see that like his hesitation and his movement, because now not only is he immortal, but his body is moving without him even like making any actions. And we can see after he gets stabbed by like 20 of these guards, he just picks up his sword and just swipes them all away. And then I love this spread of like Loki and Ja Rule's like face, because it's just like they must be so confused. Like they just witnessed this guy get stabbed by like 20 dudes, and he literally just like it was nothing, you know. Let's see.
So we go back to Shanks and what's it called? Galvin talking about the sea covenants that they both signed, and Shanks was like explaining, like, you know, like, yeah, me and Harold, we fucked up. Well, I mean, Shanks probably, I don't know. They signed these shallow covenants, and you can't resist as long as they're in his words, that freak's range, and you know, they were able to actually talk once they're out of the range. So I guess like when they're in the marriage wall, like the closer they are to Ymir, or the closer they are to marriage wall, like, you know, the less power they have, especially because they were assigned like the first level.
I think it's like the shallow one.
They signed the shallowest of the covenants with but you know, Shanks was talking about how like happy Harold was with signing into the world government, and he's finally able to get Elbaf, you know, what he wanted. But he also talked about how, like, if you sign with the next level of the covenant, it's gonna be fucked up, and he was kind of just there. It's like he wanted to make sure that Harold doesn't join,
which is kind of funny because this is after the fact that he already signed the next contract, the deep sea one. Or
I want to know like how like Shanks even figured that out, that like if you sign the next one, like you're basically fucked.
I mean, I feel like he probably found out through Shamrock, you know, because I think Shamrock already signed that and probably told him like the steps, since I think Shanks was the poster child, you know, the nepo baby of like, oh, this is what you're gonna go do next. Because again, Shanks was supposed to be the one to sign the next contract, but he obviously wasn't there, and then so that's how Harold got his contract. Yeah. But and this is all Shanks telling Gavin this, and yeah, I mean, it's already too late for Harold, and this was the whole purpose of Shanks's visit, because again, he couldn't talk to Harold at Marriage Wall, because I think Imu keeps tabs on all of them, like, especially for the shallow covenant, like if it's within his range. So then he had to meet him outside. So I guess he came to Elbaf to tell him not to do it, but little does he know, it's already been done. Yeah. And let's see. And during this conversation, again, they can feel. I actually love the panels when you just see like Imu's haki just flowing through the sky, and like everyone's just like reacting to that. And I think in this panel here, we see Shanks is just like, what the? Because he already knows, like, he's familiar with Imu's haki. But the next page, we see Loki finally confronts Harold and, you know, is asking him, like, what is going on. He obviously just witnessed him get stabbed by 20 dudes and not die. And he's asking him like, what's going on? Like, why are you trying to do, like, why are you killing the guards? You know, he's obviously super confused. And same thing with what's it called, Ja Rule, and they're trying to get him back to his senses, but Harold already knows it's too late, you know. And the King's Guard are also just as confused because they're trying to like obviously save him or protect him, but and this is where I think Harold finally explains to Loki exactly what happens. Mm-hmm. He basically just pleads with Loki. He's just like, just listen to me. And you know, he tells him his plan of like what he was trying to do with Elbaf and, you know, the contracts that he had to sign. And he doesn't really get to explain too much before he just tells Loki, you know, the next steps of like what he must do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like this is where we see like where we get back to the callback to the first day of the what's it called? The flashback.
Yeah.
They talk about the legendary treasure of Elbaf. And this is when we see Harold telling, hey, Ja Rule, like, please feed the treasure of Elbaf to Loki. And we still don't know, like, we're not gonna find out what it is in this chapter yet. Mm-hmm. But like, it's, you know, people are starting to ramp up like the rumors of what can it be. We can talk about that after this chapter's finished.
Yeah.
But I love that Harold talks about like, listen, Loki, just kill me. Tell everybody how much of a fucking idiot I was.
Yeah.
And I want you to be the hero. Like, kill me. Like, once I'm dead, my reputation means nothing to me. All that matters is Elbaf's future. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
And dude, this is why I fuck with Harold so much, because I have a friend who says like, dude, fuck Harold. He's fucking stupid. Yes, and he's stupid. But that's the thing, man, is that he fucks up. Mm-hmm. He realizes it, right?
Yeah.
He wants to fix his errors, not like try to like, you know, save himself at the end of it. Like, he knows that the only way to save this and save the country is to kill him. Mm-hmm. And I want to know how they actually even get out of this mess, because Harold was supposed to be like just as strong as Rocks, right? Like, maybe like at the very least like comparable. Mm-hmm. Well, now we got a juiced up. There's no Garp here. There's no Garp. There's no Roger. Mm-hmm. You know, Roger's dead at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Garp is probably, I don't know if he's still in his prime, but he's not there. You know what I'm saying? So like, now all we have is Shanks, Gabin there. We have Loki there. We have some top tiers, right? But is this prime? Is this what we consider prime Shanks? I don't know. I mean, it is like right before like he lost his arm. Yeah.
I guess so, but yeah, again, with what we know, Harold dies this day. But from what we see at the very beginning of the chapter, this man is literally immortal. So
this is a juiced up.
Yeah,
Harold.
He's juiced up and he's immortal. But we know that he dies this day. And after reading this chapter, like, we're gonna have to get some clarification on that maybe in the next chapter or something.
Maybe Shanks takes out some hockey knots that he saved from.
At the tip of his sword, in the sheath. But right after Harold tells Loki to go grab the treasure, we can see Harold begins to lose more of his, I guess, his sanity and his control of his body, because he just flings all these guards off of him. And even his eyes, he seems like almost like a little more deranged. And, obviously the guards, they're all trying to kill him now, but he takes a stab straight through the neck and, bro, like, nothing happens. I think he just like cracks his neck or something.
Yeah, he does look very fucking deranged. I see that's the image you're talking about when you said deranged.
Yeah.
He looks very deranged in that fucking photo.
Yeah. And, I don't know if this is him speaking or Emu speaking through him, but he mentions something along the lines of like, nobody's going to escape from this room, and the truth of what happened will die in this room or with you guys. I
think that like very straight text, like very bold, that distinct from the official. Yeah. That's Emu. Like, that's why I assumed. That's how you know when Emu was talking. Mm-hmm. I love how Emu talks about himself like in third person.
In third person, yeah.
So like, because I remember when like Emu like took control over what's that chick's name?
Gunko.
Gunko, I was just like, why is he like talking about like, oh, this will be all on the move?
Yeah, I'm really
like,
thinking, oh, is Gunko speaking right now? But then I'm like, look, I'm like, that's definitely not Gunko. Like,
maybe I don't know, but like that's that, like,
that is an interesting.
I kind of want to see how like maybe that explain a little further. Maybe it is just Emu's influence onto these characters. Like it's not Emu talking, right? But it's the influence to the point where it's like, it basically is Emu, but it's not Emu. You know what I mean? Like they still hold the personality of that said character.
Yeah. But
Emu's controlling them. But yeah, it's yeah, that's when like Emu's talking to himself about, I will give this country to Emu. Like, bro, that's you. That's you, dog. That's when Loki's like running away. I for some reason I think this part of Loki running away looks a little goofy. He's like, all right, I gotta go, guys. I gotta go. So he's why is he like this is a life or death situation of this country, and he's like, why not to eat the devil fruit, man? I won't be able to fucking swim anymore.
He seems so bothered by like this order that he has to do. Meanwhile, like everyone's dying in this throne room. You know, he's like, damn, I gotta go eat this fruit.
Yeah.
Oh man.
and that panel of like fucking Harold just like looking, he's holding the meanest shit of his life. Yeah. Like, don't you dare eat it. That fruit belongs to me. Yeah. You just told me to eat it. Yeah. It'll be the end of the world, Harold. Oh man, this is how we see the infamous fucking sword on Jarul's fucking dome.
Yeah, straight through his dome.
Straight to his head. He stabs Harold and just bopped his ass. Which like I think this is why like Jarul has zero recollection, right?
Of what happened, yeah. That's what I assumed.
So that's why like Loki's all still locked up. Like Jarul's probably like,
nobody's back in Loki after.
Nobody's back in Loki. Jarul is on amnesia mode. You know, I know people hate when Oda does that. Like, oh, he just forgot. You know what I'm saying? But
I will say in this case,
I think
it makes
this
sense.
Is a very valid like CTE moment. But yeah, that bottom left scene is so funny. To me, it was just Loki just running away, and then Emu Harold is in the back. So you can't have it.
Yeah, chasing like a cat and mouse kind of chase. But this gets interrupted by none other than two-handed Shanks and Gavin right after seeing Loki running, and I thought this was kind of dope because this is the first time we've ever seen two-handed Shanks wield a sword at all. And they obviously try to cut down Harold. Obviously seen, and it's crazy because even Ja Rule is speaking here, even though he literally has a sword straight through the middle of his head, and he's just asking, is like, Gavin, is that you? And then Shanks and Gavin are basically just trying to figure out what is going on because they just walked in his room to seeing Harold just stabbing Ja Rule right through the head. And I think this is where kind of Ja Rule fills them in, is like, you got to stop Harold. You can't let him catch Loki. And they kind of try to speak some sense back to Harold, but at this point he's just completely gone. You know, I think Shanks here is just like, open your eyes, like look at what you're doing. But in the next page, like you can see Harold, this it's not like a silhouette, but like his eyes are just like devoid of like anything. You know, he looks like a mindless zombie.
He's on deranged mode, as Austin was saying.
And yeah, I guess Shanks here is just like, this is where we kind of get confirmation of like, even Shanks is just like questioning, like, is there really nothing we can do to free him from you know, following the orders of Emu, or basically like the contract of the tattoo that he has. But you know, right after this for me was the highlight of the chapter, especially when I was reading the leaks. So, you know, right after he's kind of like, Shanks is like questioning himself, we see that Loki has made it to the treasure room. You know, he unlocks the door, he opens the door to the chest, and in there's just the treasure chest, and then is it Ragnar?
I think it's Ragnar.
It's Ragnar, right? And Ragnar is like kind of like, you can hear it clanking, like it's kind of like vibrating and shaking a little bit. And you know, Loki comes in here with the idea of like, okay, it's time to eat this fruit, I guess. And as he's about to go for it, Ragnar just flies up and attacks him. And that is the end of the chapter.
Scene. Man, I gotta. So the big thing people have been talking about, One Piece Twitter has a lot of fake leaks, right?
Yeah.
People trying to predict what's gonna happen next. So the very popular thing is, what is that fruit?
Yeah.
It's enough. And remember we talked about it. It's enough that Loki thinks he's the sun god.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's either he's just saying that just to fuck with people,
Yeah.
or he genuinely believes that he is the sun god. And we're trying to think okay, what could it actually be? A very popular one is it's like the squirrel. I don't know if you've seen that.
No.
Oh my god! Not. I wish I had this photo ready. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah, but I guess while you're talking about that, yeah, there's a lot of ideas about what this fruit is, and I know I mentioned it in probably 20 chapters ago.
Yeah.
Of the concept that maybe there's different theories of maybe there is no fruit and that Shanks is the one who took the fruit and that's the Nika fruit. I like the fruit. I like the idea that Ragnar ate the fruit, and I know I'm what are you showing me? But I like that. I'm subscribed to the idea that Ragnar the hammer ate the devil fruit, because we know again weapons can eat or have devil fruit powers, and this actually gives a lot of legitimacy to that theory because Ragnar is moving on its own, and it seems like it has its will of its own as it attacks Loki.
So there's I think we can safe to assume that this is a Zoan, right? Legendary Zoan. So
yeah,
if it's gonna be a legendary Zoan or a mythical Zoan, it's we can only assume that it's a Norse mythology.
Yeah,
thing, because it's the whole that's the whole theme of this whole fucking chapter. This whole arc. And the very popular one, because I think it's kind of goofy.
Yeah,
is that it's the Ratat Oscar. It's like a
Ratata.
Well, I'm gonna show Austin this. I'm gonna send this if he wants to.
Oh, I have seen this.
Where it's it's just I'm just gonna see it, but
yeah, it's hard to see.
But it's he just becomes a squirrel. I think that'd be so funny. Imagine a motherfucker as big as Loki
as a squirrel.
That is hilarious. But the one that I think is cooler is the Nidhogg fruit, right? Or it's he's a dragon. And it's just it's basically the dragon on the bottom of the world tree.
Yeah.
That that eats its own roots or eats its own tails or something like that.
Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I think that'd be super fucking
that'd be sick.
I remember there's other ones people were talking about I forgot there's the popular one before this whole thing even started. When we first got introduced to Loki, I forgot what it was called, but it was the man that was gonna it's the character in Norse mythology that was gonna bring on the end of Ragnarok, right? Bring the end of the world, and it has something to do with fire and flames and all that shit.
Yeah,
a very destructive devil fruit would be a very destructive devil fruit. So, that goes into the question: is it fed into Ragnar, or does Loki have it?
Yeah.
What are we thinking?
What are we working with? But I think especially the last panel there, I think, dude, that squirrel is killing me. But the fact that Ragnar is moving on its own and has a will of its own, I personally am a subscriber of the idea that Ragnar ate the devil fruit.
Yeah.
Or at least has a devil fruit. But possibly, maybe, bro, I cannot. These squirrel pictures are too much.
Wait, this bottom one's sick.
That bottom one's actually better. That top one, I don't know. But it could also be the idea that maybe Ragnar is trying to protect the devil fruit itself, and it doesn't want Loki to eat it, and that would kind of help out with the idea that Shanks ends up taking or they Emu ends up getting this fruit, and then Shanks ends up taking it later, and that's why maybe Ragnar doesn't want Loki to eat this devil fruit if it is the Nika fruit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because it's like they have like, it's like weird because they have like a will of its own.
You know what's funny? It's like, I think that sword, that hammer, I think it's just special. Like I don't think there's a devil fruit tied towards the hammer.
Yeah.
But because I just saw something, like while I was scrolling through the scroll pictures, it's like why was Loki surprised when Shanks' sword had a devil fruit?
Shamrock's?
Shamrock's. Why was he surprised when Shamrock's sword had a devil fruit? If he had known that Ragnar was a devil fruit owner. Like if he known that weapons can have devil fruits, why would he be surprised that Shamrock's sword will have the Cerberus fruit, right?
Yeah.
And I was like thinking about it, I was just like, that's a fair point.
That is a fair point.
So like me, like what like it wouldn't be I don't think it'd be a bad thing if Ragnar just has a mind of its own.
Yeah.
But
that would be very unique. We've definitely never seen that before. From like, I guess the closest we could say to seeing that was that scene of Zoro when he throws the sword in the air and he puts his arm out.
That was badass.
And he's just like, this is the one.
But like, there's like, wasn't it Vegapunk that discovered this like thing that they could do? Was to be able to feed. Wasn't it him the one that's like the one that like made this technological advancement that they can feed devil fruits to swords and to inanimate objects?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it was him.
But they definitely don't have Vegapunk. Definitely, I don't think Vegapunk has that much of an influence in Elbaf, right?
So you think Elbaf just discovered on its own too? Elbaf was a very old country.
Dude,
Elbaf was around when Void Century. When we know the
true.
Void Century was.
And again, this has been passed down for like. This fruit has been passed down for generations. I'm thinking Loki's about to open up this box and there's gonna be a whole lot of nothing. Absolutely nothing in this box.
We see who's who running away.
Yeah. The same running of like
who's who is there and he stole the devil fruit. Shanks leaves and then he just leaves,
jumps his ass.
He just leaves them to it. But why does Shanks but like with this whole situation, why does Loki hate Shanks so much? If he's gonna be there to help, or maybe he doesn't like the fact that he was the one that killed us. I don't fucking know. There's a lot of stuff.
There's definitely some sort of beef, but I think it goes back into the that idea of like Shanks is questioning like, what do we do here? You know what I mean? Like, first of all, how if he's telling us to kill him, but this guy's immortal, so we can't do that. Second of all, like, is there any way to break this contract? I assume not. You know, like, I don't think it's possible. So then it's just like, well, what do you even do? And like, how do they even get out of this mess? Which is something that I'm really looking forward to next chapter. But yeah, I assume they kill Harold here. We know Harold dies here. And it doesn't make sense for Emu to just kill Harold, because just like, why would you not want this super soldier, this man? So like, it doesn't make sense for Emu to kill him. So I'm thinking it's something along the lines of maybe Shanks and Gaban, use the power of friendship or some shit, or maybe Loki does actually kill Harold. Maybe Loki does actually end up being the one who kills his father.
Well, what is the beef between them then?
Maybe it's more so of the fact that Loki has some personal beef with Shanks because because Shanks didn't take the the contract, that Harold got into this mess and that any of this is happening in the first place.
Because it's Shanks' fault.
It pretty much is Shanks' fault because Shanks didn't take it.
It's not
Harold
Shanks'
had
fault.
to take it.
It's not Shanks' fault. Harold was just the one that fucking was so eager, like, okay, guys, let me sell my soul to the fucking roll government.
Yeah, it just so happened everything lined up that Shanks knew he didn't want to do this, and then goes back to tell Harold, but Harold already got it done in the first place. It's just like, well, damn. Well, that would have been helpful before he did it.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why they have some personal beef, that like it's like indirect cause of Shanks not taking the next contract, that Harold got put into this place, and that maybe Loki ends up having to actually kill his own father, or maybe Shanks kills him. Who knows? But I think that that's something I could see being true, or like that route.
So what do you okay, so what do you I don't really get your thoughts with this. What do you think the devil fruit is?
Oh, dude, I have no idea. I could believe it being a mythical Zoan type devil fruit, especially since I'm a big believer that Ragnar ate this fruit, and I think from what we've seen from the manga and anime so far, all the weapons that have eaten devil fruits were Zoan type fruits, right?
Yes.
There was I forgot the guy's name, but his sword ate
Spandam.
the elephant. Yeah, Spandam had a Zoan type fruit that his sword ate. We see Shamrock has his sword has the Cerberus fruit.
Cerberus fruit.
Yeah. So I'm a big believer that this is, again, a mythical Zoan type devil fruit. And I also think that Ragnar ate this fruit. Because I don't know how else this hammer is moving on its own.
Maybe because Loki's worthy.
Loki's worthy? Bro, I don't know, yo. It looks like it's trying to kill his ass.
Yeah, who in the verse can actually
wield
Ragnar?
Again, I think it's only Loki.
Why wasn't
Harold?
Why wasn't Harold using it, man? Maybe that weapon's job was just to guard the devil fruit.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what like I could also see, or maybe maybe Ragnar is attacking Loki because it's just like, you are not worthy. Like, it should be Harold.
Dude,
you
that's
know what
a
I mean?
big ass fruit if you think about it. These guys are fucking giants. I'm gonna pull it. I need to get a reference to this one.
Yeah, we gotta get, you know, that guy on like the internet who does like he gets like he figures out the dimensions and sizes of stuff.
Wasn't like, look how big that chest is.
That chest, it's crazy because it looks small relative to Ragnar here and to Loki in the room, but like you think about the actual dimensions of that chest, that's probably like bigger than Sunny, you know, like, or like the size of like the 1,000 Sunny. And the fruit inside, it would be mad funny if the fruit is just like the tiniest, like an actual like
the size of
regular size fruit in this humongous box. It's just like,
but Oda has like talked about how like different characters wielding certain things, well, like it'll just like reduce to its size.
yeah,
it'd be funny if like Luffy just holds
yeah,
shit, and then nobody will question it.
Yeah. I could see it, but I feel like with Luffy, he'd probably just go into a giant form then wield it, and that would be sick.
Dude,
that would actually be so sick.
Yeah, I know. We already know how much the fans like start complaining about like being able to share powers and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, like I want this Ragnar to be only Loki. Mm-hmm. Like I want Gear 5 to be only Luffy.
Yeah.
And then they'll be fucking upset. You see Gear 5 Luffy going fucking Gomu Gomu giant.
Yeah.
And picks that shit up.
He you know in like Super Smash Bros. Melee when you get the hammer. Yeah, just like
the DK hammer.
Yeah. I could see that.
That'd be pretty funny. You know, dude, it is fucking nuts, man. Like, and it's, you know what's the fucked up part?
What
is this? We won't find out about this what happens next till like a few weeks from now.
Yeah, because they're taking a break for like New Year, right? Like a 1 week break.
I heard Oda is not taking a break.
Yeah,
but the magazine is.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Because I was hoping that we get the leaks like this week, but it doesn't look like there's any news on that.
No, we would have got it by now.
Exactly. So then probably next week, but that's gonna be a banger chapter too.
I think, I'm gonna push for Squirrel Loki.
Okay.
Actually, I like Nidhogg Loki. I think Nidhogg Loki would be pretty fucking sick. Because I feel like that would be more in line of the whole destructive train of thought of what Loki thinks his devil fruit is. You know,
that would make sense. I don't know about the squirrel,
because the squirrel is supposed to be like this like messenger of the Yggdrasil, whatever the fuck. Fuck that. Nah, man. That's not gonna bring down the whole fucking world. That fucking Nidhogg, dude, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
Or the other one that's like, that was supposed to bring on like Ragnarok or some shit. Or you know, man, what if it could be just a little Logia?
Yeah. My prediction is that Ragnar ate this fruit and that it is some sort of like mythical Zoan type fruit.
You think Ragnar ate the fruit while it was guarding it, and no one checked on it for so long.
It was just like, what am I even guarding again? It just
and it just like fed into its mouth.
Yeah.
He just accidentally.
Oh yeah, we don't know how it works, but we know it's a thing. But yeah, that I think is my theory because I just don't know how else this hammer would be straight attacking people like that.
My thing is that like, if I don't know, maybe I do need to reread that chapter when Shamrock attacked Loki. Is why would Loki be surprised that Shamrock can have a fruit that is in the sword?
My thing of just like it's just so uncommon. Like we know 1,000 characters and this has only ever come up twice. So maybe the fact that like he's seen it from somebody else, that would be a very surprising.
I think if I was in the One Piece verse and I've seen everything, I've seen Spandam's sword, I've seen Shamrock's sword. I mean, I know my hammer has a fucking devil fruit. I think I'd be very surprised if a 3-headed Cerberus just comes out.
Yeah.
So
I would not be expecting that. It's kind of like even in the beginning of like One Piece, like when devil fruit users see each other, they're like, "What the heck? You have a devil fruit?" It's just like, well, you already have one too. Like, why are you surprised? You know what I mean?
It would be cool if Loki has a separate devil fruit and the hammer itself has a fruit as well.
That would
like you'd be double fruiting it. I know
double fruiting it
because there's so many cool Norse mythology like creatures. Like there's like Fenrir, right?
Yeah.
There's the squirrel.
The squirrel, yeah.
But there's actually like a lot of like cool creatures that like can go into what's going on, and it's like, the hammer. I better not see some bullshit. The hammer.
Yeah, the hammer's gonna have the squirrel fruit. Like
it's gonna turn into a fucking squirrel.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably how it jumped into Loki so fucking fast.
Yeah.
But I guess let's talk about chapter ratings.
Yeah.
What would you rate this?
I'm going with a 8.
Okay.
Yeah. I am gonna go with an 8. I thought the highlight of this chapter was definitely the end scene, because again, we're seeing stuff that like we know, like we've kind of saw before. We're just seeing it more fleshed out, but I felt like it left us on such a teaser. First of all, is there even a devil fruit? What is the devil fruit? And also, how the hell is Ragnar attacking Loki? So, I'm giving this one an 8. What about you?
I am gonna give this an 8.5. I thought it was a cool little chapter, man. Like I said, the ending was definitely the best part of this chapter. It makes me very excited to see the what happens in 1170.
Yeah.
We've it's nice to see finally a different perspective, a callback into the first chapter of this flashback, and we're finally getting into it now.
Yeah.
I do wish we got to see more than what we did. Like,
I agree.
Like, I feel like the ending. I would be cool if the cliffhanger was us finding out what the fuck this devil fruit is.
Well,
even if they opened it, we don't need to know, but just knowing that there's something there.
Yeah. If anything, I think it would have been better if it was him opening it and then Ragnar just attacking him. You know what I mean? But like we don't get to see what it is. Like it could have been empty. There could be a fruit in there. Like. Again, I just need to know what this goddamn fruit is.
Yeah. Let's push for Squirrel Loki.
Yeah, squirrel agenda, dude.
But yeah, that's it. That's it, folks, for episode 32 of the Gomu Gomu No Talk podcast. If you made it this far, you already know what I'm about to say. Give us a like, subscribe to the channel, give us a comment. Shout out to the people who actually sit down and listen to this stuff.
Yeah.
You guys make this shit happen. This is to a good, cool 2025, and hopefully we improve on to 2026. Anything you want to say before we sign off?
No, I guess just look forward to the new year, new chapters, new episodes, new types of videos, new content from us. But just look out for 2026.
All right. I think that's it.
Yep.
All right. See you guys. Peace out.